Assalamu alaikum. Okay, guys, just to recap. Last time we talked about the if statement. If statement, and that was the topic of decisions. Okay? Sorry, CSI decisions. Okay? So we talked about decisions, meaning we're talking about if statement, and we said that with the if statement, as you had in your examination, you always have a condition, and that was a question in the exam. You always have a condition, and now if the condition is true, if the condition is true, we execute the code or the body, okay, of the structure. Now, if the condition is not true, okay, so this is supposed to be the output. If the condition is not true, false, then we just skip the whole code and we just exit the program. Now, in most cases, you always need a supporting decisions, meaning that if this condition is not met, then do the else, right? So execute the next condition, and so on and so forth. So this is the structure of it. In today's lecture, we will be talking about loops. Now, let me get the proper slides. Now, this, if you notice, I think someone yesterday was saying that the slides are not available on, I think, okay, just if someone checks, I think the slides, I was told the slides are not available on your Blackboard. If they're not available, no problem, I will upload them for you today. And the slides are divided into 2 weeks. So meaning that this topic, which is the loop, we will take it over 2 weeks. And so the slide, I think you have, the slides are, I think there are 82 slides, something like that. So we'll divide them by 2. So today we should cover about 40 slides, but I'll give you the basics, and then you need to work on that. So yeah, we're talking about loops. So last time we had decisions. Now we talk about loops. Now the loop, the loop statement allows the use or allows to execute. Sorry, allows to execute. Allows to execute. So this is loops in general. Allow to execute a statement or a group of statements. So it allows to execute statement or multiple statements multiple times. Multiple times, meaning that the program will go inside the statement and it will execute it more than one time until the condition is false. Now let's have a look at a basic structure for this. Okay, let me get a new page. Now, generally speaking, before we talk about this, we have, sorry, we'll just go back. Okay, So we have loops. We have the loops that we will take. We have three types of loops that we will take. It's the while, very important. We will also talk about the for loop, which is also very important, and we have do while, which is also important, but we will concentrate more onto them too. But we'll also talk about the do while later. So we have the while and for loops that you will always see when programming with Java. Now the basic structure for those is that we have a condition. Okay? We have a condition. Now, if the condition is true, okay, then execute the code. Okay? If the condition of the while or the for loop is true, then execute the code. Now, after executing the code, we don't exit, right? We go back and check the condition again. Okay, it's different from the if. Now, if you have condition, it's either true or false. Now, with the loop, no, the condition. If the condition is true, we will execute the code, go to the body, execute the code, and don't exit just yet. Normally, with the if statement, we learn that if the condition is true, we will execute the code, then we will exit, right? With the loop, no, we don't exit. We go back, check the condition again. If it's true, we execute the code again. Now, after doing this, we'll go back and check. And then a second time, a third time, a fourth time, until the condition is false, then we exit. Okay? Is this clear? Is this clear? Okay, excellent. Right, let me get the slides ready. Let me see what's next to talk about. Okay, you have a while, I say. So yeah, as I said, the slides are actually, they have very good examples. The slides have very good examples. You will need to have a look at them. So yeah, and try them. I also suggest you try them. Anyway, so I'll give you a simple example from my own. You know, the example that is given in the slide, it's very good actually, but I think we won't have time. It's quite long. So what we'll do, I'll give you a short examples just to give you the idea, and then you need to have a look at the slides themselves. Okay, so we'll talk about the while loop. First of all, we'll talk about the while loop. Now, the while again, it's a loop, so it will always repeat the condition until the condition is false. Then we exit the system. Okay. So I have an example now. If we okay, I write it in as one class. If we have a class public. Okay, thanks, Anas. Yeah, okay. As I thought, someone told me the same. So what we'll do, inshallah today I will upload the slides for you. Okay, on Blackboard, so you'll see the full slides. So public. So if we open class, so say public class. We'll call it. What we'll call it. I'll call it while with a capital. I'll call it while with a small. I'll call it while with a capital W. Can I do that? Yes, I can. Okay, but if I wanted to call while with a small W, can I? No. Why? Because, yeah, well done, excellent. Because it's a reserved word. You'll see that while it's actually a keyword. It's a reserved. We have to use it this way. So I will call it while with a capital W. So now I am okay. Because again, don't forget, Java is case sensitive. Okay. So we'll have our class. We'll have the main. So public static void main string args okay, so this is our main method. Now the idea now, what I will do, I will list numbers from 1 to 10. Okay, I will list numbers from 1 to 10 as an output, right? What I will do, so basically, I'll just write here. So basically, what I want to do is have my program print numbers from 1, so like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is a 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is the idea of what I want to do. What I can say here, I can say first of all, I need to introduce a variable, and it's going to be int. We'll call it int x. Now int x. So what do you think the value of x should be? But I want to list the numbers from 1. Yeah, so we'll give it a value of 1, right? As an initial value, because I want to list the numbers from 1, not from 0, so I'll give it an initial value of 1. Then I say while, with a small w, while, now I have my condition in a bracket, I say while x is less than or equal to 10, do the following, and we use for the body we use a curly bracket. Okay, we use a curly bracket for the body, right? We use a curly bracket. Oh yeah, you can, Saad, you can either say equals to 10. Why not equals 10? Equals 10. I want to list from 1 to 10. So why are you saying not equal to? It should be equal to 10. Okay, because I want to list the numbers from 1 to 10. Or I can say less than 11. So either I say less than or equal to 10, or I just say less than 11. Okay, because I want to list the 10 as well. Right. So what I can say now, system.out, system.out.print line. I'm just gonna write this short, but in the exam you need to write it as full, right? I can say, for example, I can have a message saying that x equals, right? And then I'll leave a space, and then say plus x. So now you're going to have the value of x. So this is just like for me to do if I wanted to. Now, I've talked about this, but now we will implement it. I will have to say x plus plus. X plus plus. What does this x plus plus mean? Yes, increment x by 1, and I will show you, wait a minute. By the way, here I'm just going to say system dot out print, right? So I can just have the x, so I have the x on the same line. Then what I can do system dot out dot print line. So if I have it like this, it will print a line for me. Okay, system dot print line. And now I end the program. What's going to happen now? Now the program will look at this. X equals 1. Fine. It will move to the next line. It's saying while x is less than or equal 10, do the following. Now this is okay. This is just a statement to print for the it's a message to print for the user. Then x plus plus. Now this is very, very, very important when it comes to loop, because if you don't have an increment or decrement, your program will run forever, right? Because what's going to happen if I don't have this line? The program will print 1 for me. Then what's going to happen again? When the program finishes, we said when the program finishes, it goes back to the condition, right? To check it. What's going to happen? If I don't have this x plus plus, what's going to happen? It will always go back to 1, okay? Because the initial value of x is 1, so it's always going to go 1, and then it goes back again, and it says 1, 1, and always the condition is right because it's saying x less than or equal 10. So we will have an infinite loop that will never end. But by us having x plus plus, meaning now, okay, if we have x plus plus, if we go back to the while, what's the value of x now? It's 2. If we finish and we go back, what's going to be the new value of x? It's 3. And so forth until we have the value of 10. Now, if we do this 10 times and we go back and the value of x is 11, what's going to happen? It's false, meaning yes, we will have a termination. So the program will be terminated. It will stop. So now what we'll have, the output will be something like this. This is the output. The output will be x equals 1, x equals 2, x equals 3, x equals 4, x equals 5, x equals 6, x equals 7, x equals 8, x equals 9, and x equals 10. After that, the program will stop and we'll have this output. Is this clear? Okay, well done. And so the key here, remember when I talked about the plus plus and the minus minus, they are again very, very, very important when you talk about loops, because they decide when the loop ends. Otherwise, if you don't have them, you will always have the loop will go forever. Okay. Now let's have a look at 4. What's the purpose of loop? Now imagine you want to print these x from 1 to 10. Now, if you want to do them manually, you can do them without a for loop, without a loop, sorry. You can do them without a loop. But how long is it going to take you? Every time you're going to have to do system.out.println1, system.out.println2, system.out.println3. So many times you're going to have the codes. While if we look back at the code. Look, it's a very short code. If we exclude the class, exclude the main, right? How many lines? One. Exclude this as well because this you can have it any time. It's 1 line, 2 line, 3 line, 4 lines. 4 lines you can do hundreds of lines. In 4 lines of codes you can print maybe 100 or 1,000 lines. Is this clear? Imagine that you don't have 10 numbers. Imagine that you want to print numbers from 1 to 1,000. Right? Is it every time you're going to put system.out.println1 and then until 1,000, it's going to take you 1,000 times. It's impossible. Right? But with this while loop, you can print actually numbers from 1 to 1,000 by using 4 lines of codes only. Is this clear now why is it important? Yeah? Okay. Now, we have another type of loop that's called the for loop. Now, for loop. For loop is also a loop. It's missing. For loop. It's a loop, but normally it works with a range. Now the while loop, as we saw, you give it the initial value and an ending condition. So it will end up to a certain value. Now with the for loop, you specify the range straight away. With the for loop, you specify a range. So you have a range from to, so on. Right. Let's say an example. If I wanted to program the same idea, if I want to have an output that counts from 1 to 10, okay, and I want to do it with a for loop, let's see what happens, or let's see how we can do it. So if I say public class, and I'll have for, okay, as capital for loop. Okay, so this is the name of the class, and then again we'll have public static void main string as. Okay. Now let's see what we do with the for loop. Now, as you saw with the while, we always had to declare our variable. Okay, it's x. Then the condition. Then the body or the statement. Okay. Now with the while, the structure is slightly different. With the for. With the for loop, the structure is quite different. You begin with for when you want to have a for loop. Then you declare your variable. So now the variable is actually a local variable. Int x, you give it an initial value. Okay, so now you declare the variable. Then you have a semicolon. Okay, you have a semicolon. Then you have the condition or the limit, let's say, so the end. So this is the beginning. So you set a range to start at 1, and then you want to finish at 10, right? So you set a range from 1 to 10. Then you put x equals, I can have x plus plus, sorry. You can have x plus plus. Right? So you set the beginning, you set the end, and you set the increment or decrement, whatever the program is. Okay? Now, just what you can do now, you just have to go to the body of the for loop, and you say, for example, system.out.print x equals plus x, then you can say system.out.print line, so it will print a line for you. Okay, very easy, right? Okay, now the program will go to the for. It will set the first value, it will set the end value, and it will do the increment straight away. Then it's going to go and see what's inside the body. So it will print out exactly the same what we had here, right? X equals 1, 2, 3, 4 until we get to 10. Okay, is this clear? Now, excellent. What I would like you to do now, after you understood this concept, okay, I would like you to open your programs and do the following. Let me think of a good exercise for you. Oh, okay. Let me think. Okay, let me think. Okay, yeah, I want you to go on your open your programs, and I would like you to program the same idea, that is the while and the for. I would like you to count down from from 100, count down. So the exercise, let me think about the exercise I want you to do is, let me write it down. Count down from 100 to 64. Okay, I would like you to count down from 100 to 64. So the program will actually, so the output, yes, using both. Using one time, first use while, then use for, right? The output should print the values from 100 to you go down to 64, right? So this should be your output. Right? This is what I would like you to do. And I would like you to share your answers on the discussion board. I'm going to open a forum on the discussion board, and I would like you to try it yourselves. Very important that you contribute. It's for your own benefit. For your own benefit. It's a good practice for you. So I would like you to count from 100 to 64, using one time you use while loop, and again you try the same thing using the for loop. Okay, so go ahead. I'm going to open a forum now, and I would like you to post all your answers. Okay, I created two forums, one for while and one for loop. Okay, so post your while example in the while forum, and post your for exercise in the for forum. I would like everyone to contribute. It's for your own benefit, and I will have a look at your answers. So it shouldn't take you more than 15-20 minutes, because it's very short programs. Okay, use the same principle and idea. ما شاء الله، شفت في كثير مشاركات ممتازة، لكن أيضا نفس الشيء يعني مش الجميع شارك. أنا كنت عاوز إنه الجميع يشارك، لكن ما شاء الله في مشاركات ممتازة للطلاب وصحيحة، يعني ما الجميع ما شاء الله كانت حلوهم صحيحة. فما يحتاج اني اخلي حل، يعني هو ما شاء الله هو برنامج سهل، وكثير من الطلاب اللي شاركوا حلولهم صحيحة. الآن قاعد ارفع السلايدات تاع الاسبوع هذا والاسبوع القادم، هي نفس السلايدات قاعد ارفعها الآن تحت الاسبوع week 9. So it will be under week 9. اوكي. خلص الآن اخذت التحضير. اللي حاب اللي عنده اي سؤال يبقى، اللي حاب يخرج يقدر يخرج، ويعطيكم العافية. واللي عنده اي سؤال بعدين ايضا يقدر يبعث لي ايميل. يا السلام عليكم.